Today, I want to speak out loud. These aren't just poems or a speech. They're pieces of my story and pieces of our shared fight. I want to start with what no one ever taught me. I don't know how to be a woman. No one taught me about frilly dresses or lip gloss kisses, pressed into bathroom mirrors. I never had dolls lined up like soft prayers. Never had boys chase me with playground smiles or secrets passed in glitter pens. I didn't get to walk, not at graduation, not down the aisle. The rites of passage came and went like missed trains while I sat at the station with a suitcase full of silence. I tried to run away so many times, tiny rebellions in a house that never noticed. Or maybe they did and punished me for trying to breathe somewhere else. No one ever asked, why does it hurt? They just told me to sit still, be quiet, be good. At 10 years old, I was already clinically depressed, and even that went ignored, like a whisper lost in the static. So now, when I say, this hurts, I say it with a laugh, because crying feels like a burden, because I've been taught that pain only matters if it's convenient. I was smart enough to be noticed, but not smart enough to be chosen. Strong enough to scare them, but never strong enough to be safe. At my first dance, I stood like a ghost in a dress shirt, watching everyone else spin and borrow joy. I don't know how to finish things. I start fires and forget the warmth. I dream in spirals and never wake up where I meant to. When something gets done, it's an accident, just like intention. Right now, I'm just here, typing the echo of the thought in my head, hoping someone is beside me. I know I could call out, and my wife would come running. But gods, I already feel like too much. I try to explain, I'm not lazy. I just don't know how to be human. And the truth is, no one ever taught me. I carried that silence for a long time, but I didn't disappear. I kept waking up, and eventually, I started realizing that survival itself was a kind of story. Here I am again, sitting in the dark, watching the memories on school, like old tape. Not happy, not sad, just present, just watching. The hard parts play first. That's the pattern. Like I have to sift through the hurt to get to the warmth. 2 a.m. Denny's with people who vanished. 4 p.m. slushy runs with ones who never really saw me. The moments are quiet now. Not good, not bad, just echoes. I wasn't supposed to make it this far. Not past 20, definitely not past transition. Not past all the names I outgrew and the bodies I shed in silence. But the years kept coming, and I kept not dying. Not even when the world told me I was too much, too broken, too unreal. There's no glory in that, no medal, just a strange kind of stillness. A breath I didn't know I was holding, finally released. Whether I slept in a truck or walked through mansions, whether I passed or didn't, loved or wasn't. Life didn't pause, it just kept unfolding, moment by unremarkable moment. And now, I'm not reaching for meaning. I'm not running from it either. I'm just here, trans, tired, alive, still here. That's the thing about surviving. We don't always know what it means until we see each other. And when we do, we remember we're not alone in this. And that brings me to what today is really about. Tomorrow is Trans Day of Visibility, and we are here to be seen. And I don't just mean by cameras or passing cars. I mean truly seen in all our joy, our grief, our defiance, our tired eyes, our laughter, our healing. But let's not mistake this visibility for safety, because we are not just celebrating, we are surviving. And we are surviving in a time of crisis. In 2023, North Dakota passed a law criminalizing gender-affirming care for minors, stripping away healthcare, identity, and autonomy in one swift motion. That same year, over 600 anti-trans bills flooded this country, more than any the year before. Some days, It feels like we're being erased in real time, and yet we are still here. We've been here. In 1984, Fargo's then mayor, John Lindgren, declared the city's first Gay Pride Week. Despite backlash, despite controversy, that act mattered. It was a spark. In 1999, a place called the Ivy opened in Moorhead. For over a decade, it was more than a bar. It was a refuge, a place to breathe, a place to be. And in 2019, Fargo Moorhead commemorated the 50th anniversary of Stonewall with film festivals, panels, and art events. Because what we started in New York, we found echoes in our streets. Our local history is full of resistance. It's full of people who stood up when it was hard, when it was dangerous, when it was felt like no one was watching. We are not the first. We won't be the last. We are carrying a legacy. And the LGBTQ plus community, this beautiful, messy, tangled family we belong to, is not whole without all of us. Not without our trans siblings, not without our non-binary kin. Not without the kids still whispering their names for the first time. Not without the elders who carved paths in the dark. And yes, we hurt. We hurt from the laws, from the headlines, from the fear. We hurt from inside the community too, from old scars and divisions we haven't fully healed. But healing doesn't mean pretending the pain never happened. It means choosing again and again to show up for each other anyway. To build something stronger in the cracks. We don't have to be perfect to be powerful. We don't have to agree on everything to protect each other. We just have to remember that the storm we're in, it isn't new and it isn't permanent. Because we've weathered worse. And when the sky clears, and it will, let it find us here. Visible, fierce, healing together. Thank you.